Welcome to more Gran Turismo PSP Specialtatin. Today we're featuring shuffle racing at midfield. And in this particular one, I get the heaviest vehicle that seems to be in shuffle racing. I've never gotten a Ram, sadly. The Audi Pikes Peak Quattro, which I think ended up being like the Q7 or something like that. I don't know a whole heck of a heap about Audi, but I know this one in particular has 500 horsepower, and it weighs far too much for it to be super competitive in the shuffle racing. It isn't exactly a turn, I'll put it that way. Especially compared to my competitor, which is in the plastic, fantastic C5 Corvette. Yeah, those things are fairly light. They have 400 horsepower, and yeah, I mean, I'll probably accelerate slightly better in low speeds with 500 horsepower and four-wheel drive, but literally everything else, not so much. I guess I will say that, well, I'm not 100% sure what Audi this ended up being. I'm almost certain that this is the equivalent of the Krieger Pioneer in Burnout Paradise. So if I end up having to use it like that, then so be it. I think the Pioneer ended up being like the second heaviest vehicle in Burnout Paradise behind like the Dodge Ram 2500 looking takedown 4x4 thing. I don't know if takedown 4x4 is supposed to be an exact brand of truck. But in my mind, it's something like a Dodge 25 or 3500 all jacked up. So there's that, folks. But for now, yeah, the Krieger Pioneer do it can. But yeah, midfield is definitely more handling type track. Yeah. I mean, I'm handling the bumps, alright. That's one of the things with midfield is you can kind of abuse the track limits and such. There's runoff, and this car can definitely go over curves and things like that. But I'm doing a little bit more than just using. That might be slowing me down a bit, smacking the walls that hard. But again, if some other type of smacking ends up needing me, then so be it. For now, I'll just do what I can cleanly, because the car behind me just barely being clean. It's getting mighty close. There are a lot of times where I think we might have just about to touch some slight bit. But given of how different that these cars are, like, light-ish, given its horsepower and the LS and all that, the rear-wheel drive Corvette and then the four-wheel drive Krieger Pioneer. Yeah, that's as different as it goes. I'm gonna have to be a whole heck of a heap of different in this braking zone to do anything. And I mean different in like the good kind of way, and that was pretty bad. By me there trying to get on the apex. I missed that by far too much. To some degree, it was me trying to be clean. Again, I didn't necessarily want to wreck if the other being clean, but yeah, I could have done a whole heck of a heap better there. Again, I do sort of kind of have an advantage of low end acceleration. This is low-ish. But, yeah, now here's a long turn where I'm just going to get destroyed. We'll be able to draft eventually when this turn ends. There you go. So, now I'm too far back for it to matter. Die ball and a half, folks. That's really my only strategy. And again, I probably do have low-end acceleration. Yeah, not looking too good. Luckily, GT PSP Draft is pretty picking overpowered. But this car, because it's an SUV, ain't exactly overpowered. And as much as I hype up self-racing with GT PSP, because it includes race cars and a lot more options and stuff, it does not allow for off-road. Nor can the AI drive it, apparently. So yeah, take two. Someone else now has a Krieger Pioneer. I'm in something else that looks like from Burnout. Acura DNX or something like that, or there's a Honda version too. Yeah, I don't know if that's more like Burnout or someone's godforsaken thing from Need for Speed. I don't know. It's incredibly ugly, whatever it is. Not like I exactly gave much praise to the Audi, but I mean, now there's this. It's also having to change my driving style a whole heck of a heap. I think this is mid-engine rear-wheel drive, and it's fairly light. Has a good bit of horsepower. I think it's like 370 something. But this is on a weird, it's a weird looking thing, and it drives arguably even more weird. So yeah, it's fair to say I'm gonna out-handle the Audi. God, I would hope so. But I'm probably not gonna out-accelerate it. I'm not gonna out-intimidate it. That's for damn sure. And braking in this is weird too. Maybe like all things considered, it's better brakes, but it's a little bit inconsistent. Under braking over bumps, I don't particularly like this car. But anyway, that's kind of the beauty of racing. There's beauty in what ain't perfect, or however you want to word that. There's been worded many ways, but over time, there's beauty in these cars that are far from it. Well, one's an SUV and one's a ugly concept thing that looks like is straight out of, again, like Midnight Club or Burnout or Need for Speed or something. The particular one I'm in doesn't exactly look like it's from Gran Turismo, but I mean in a way that is sort of Gran Turismo. They're both having weird and out there type things, just usually they don't have the blue neon tint and the but sometimes they do bad brakes, but I think it was just bad driving. A little bit of bad brakes, a lot of it bad driving. I don't need to drive perfect because I can't see much of my rear view, so that means that I don't have any margin for error. But again, that was that long term, so now I sort of kind of do. Well, we'll probably get out accelerated out of the turn though, and then there's that overpowered draft to be considered as well. So yeah, I have a feeling I'm about to get Kriegered. Yeah, take that as you may. And other things, Krieger is in a van. This time, yeah, it's the SUV. So, take that as you may, but, I'm not feeling too confident right now. Wish me luck. I definitely threw it in there, and, I mean, I didn't die, so there's that. We have to find another turn for now. I need to get turn by turn. At this point, it's probably my turn to run away. Remember last race I talked about maybe I need to just damage out and all that. And now I just need to run. And, like, brake. Brake. So, yeah, just hope for the best. Expect that. Actually, that was pretty good. Compared to last lap, I did that turn pretty dandy. Not gonna lie, I'm surprised myself of that I was actually able to do that well. Looking good for now. I can't really complain. That's actually better speed than I genuinely thought I had talent or skill or any of that to get, or just car. The Audi is bad, but I think all in all this might be slightly worse. You can take the track as you may or whatever, but yeah, now that you have to take the draft as you may. Again, not feeling the most confident, but remember last time though it couldn't catch up. It been me. And the Audi, so maybe it ain't gonna catch up here. It's getting a little bit closer than I would like, but all in all, yeehaw, not for the Audi.